Welcome back. Through this video, we'll understand the malwares. Basically, a malware it is the short form of malicious software. Basically, it is an umbrella term used to refer a variety of forms of hostile or intrusive softwares. So, criminals design malware to compromise the computer functions, steal data, bypass access controls, and otherwise cause harm to the host computer and its application or the data. So researchers classify the many type of malware in several different ways. So virus, worm, Trojan, Rootkit, spyware, adware, Crypter, ransomware, and Botnet. Basically, a virus is a malicious code or a software program so that can be used by the criminals to attack and infect the existing files on the target system. And also, viruses must be executed to do their dirty work. So they target any type of file that the system can execute. And also, viruses stay covert, making them hard to detect. Viruses also are uninvited, hide in secrecy, and reproduce by infecting other files when executed, and usually work in obscurity. And understanding about a worm. So basically, a worm is like a virus, and worms are infectious, and also criminals design them to replicate themselves. And however, a worm replicates without targeting and infecting the specific files that are already present on a computer. And worms carry themselves in their own containers and often confine their activities to what they can accomplish inside the application that moves them. And also, they use a computer network to spread or relying on the security failures on the target computer to access it, and also it can steal or delete the data. And understanding about a Trojan, Trojan is a malicious program that misrepresents itself to appear useful. So criminals deliver Trojans in a gives of routine software that persuades a victim to install in their computer some softwares like Adobe Reader or any games or any driver softwares or any music files or something like that. So the term is derived from the ancient Greek story of the wooden horse used to invade the city of the Troy by stealth. So the payload can be anything, but is usually a form of backdoor that allows the attackers the unauthorized access to the affected computer. Understanding about a rootkit. So basically, rootkit is a set of software tools, typically malicious, that gives an unauthorized user privilege access to a computer. And also, rootkit basically run on the lower layer of the operating system's application layer, the operating system's kernel, or in the device basic IO, that is the BIOS, and also with the privilege with the access permissions. And they are very different to difficult to detect, and also even more difficult to remove also, because since this rootkit resides on the kernel or in the BIOS, so where most of the antivirus programs cannot scan the programs which is running in the kernel or in the BIOS. So to mitigate this, basically you should have an antivirus program which can efficiently scan the uh, BIOS level as well as the kernel level activities or the programs. And understanding about spyware, basically spyware is the name implies a software that spies on you, and it is basically designed to monitor and capture your web browsing and other activities. And it may capture sensitive informations like banking accounts, passwords, or credit card informations or something like that. And speaking about an adware, adware is the name given to programs designed to simply advertisements on your computer, redirecting your search requests to advertising websites and collect marketing data about you. And some malicious adverts or like intrusive pop-up advertisements for supposed fix of non-existent computer virus or performance issues. And further understanding about Crypter, and if you have a virus, worms, or Trojan, so basically, if you have your antivirus program, so that can efficiently capture and mitigate this kind of malicious activities. So, in order to bypass the antivirus program or to uh, uh, keep the antivirus undetected, and here the most of the attackers may use the crypters. And again, crypter is a type of software that can encrypt, obfuscate, or manipulate malware that to make it harder to detect by the security programs like the antivirus scanners. And it is also used by the cyber criminals to create malware that can bypass the security programs by presenting itself as a harmless program until it gets installed. And also, cyber criminals create crypters to, or they also buy the crypters from the dark web or any other underground markets. And also, they use the crypters to encrypt a malicious program, then reassemble the code into an actual working program. So they send these programs as part of an attachment in spear phishing emails or spammed messages or in any phishing emails. And also unknowingly the users open the program, so which will force the crypter to decrypt itself and then release the malicious code into their machine. And understanding about a ransomware, so very famous, everyone will know about this ransomware nowadays. So basically ransomware is a type of malware that locks the data on a victim's computer, typically by encryption, and the cyber criminal behind the malware demands for the payment before decrypting the ransomed data and returning access to the victim. The motive of the ransomware attack is nearly always monetary, and unlike other type of attack, the victim is usually notified that an exploit has occurred and is given instructions for making payment to have the data restored to the normal. And finally, understanding about the botnets. So basically, botnets are the malicious programs designed to infiltrate a computer and automatically respond to and carry out instructions received from a central command and control server. So bots can self-replicate like worms or replicate via user actions like virus and the trojans. An entire network of compromised devices basically is known as a botnet. So one of the most common uses of botnet is to launch the distributed denial of service attack, that is the DDoS attack, in an attempt to make a machine or the entire domain or entire network unavailable. And that's all understanding about of malware. So in the next video, we'll discuss in the practical demonstration how basically the worm, the malicious programs are created and how it can be used to gain access to the target machines.